Hi, I'm Maddie Swanchak, and this is my field assignment. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so I did my observations at OLP, that is Our Lady of Peace. It's a private Catholic school in Clark Summit. My cooperating teacher was Mrs. Leanne Lehman. That's her email. She is an English language arts teacher for 3rd grade. So I was with her all day long, and she was an English language arts teacher all day. So what happened was she had 2 groups of students, and she would teach the same lesson twice, and they would switch. So that was really interesting. I was able to, see the way she taught her lesson the first time around, then some adjustments she would make. Listed below, I have my observations. I went in every Wednesday all day. Moving on. So some of the lesson topics I observed: long and short vowels, vocabulary, noun types, endings like ER, ED, ING endings, and rhymes. And then the instructional methods that I observed were whole group instruction, one-on-one instruction, classroom discussions, independent practice, small groups, and of course scaffolding. And then some ways to conduct lessons observed differently if a student with a disability were to be included. I have listed some here. Visuals, so images and large print provided. Setting, so maybe a different testing room, allow for more time. Maybe provide, as you can see in the photo, noise canceling headphones to promote focus. Then we have choice. So this, we can allow students to write, speak, circle, point at answers, just to have their choice of how they want to be assessed, and just access other ways to take notes and study and take tests. Then we have sensory, so provide hands-on materials and just take some breaks. And then we have proximity, so struggling students sit in the front. And then we have individual assistance, so that would be our one-to-one and with teacher and student, and just to allow for frequent checks of understanding and assistance. So now we're gonna kind of look at both of those together. So the observed methods with our modifications and accommodations. So we have the slide: sample method observed with modifications. So some examples: I observed whole group instruction. So I said a modification for a hearing impaired student would possibly look like having a microphone for the speakers or for the teacher that she carries around connected to her hearing aids, the student. The teacher can use exaggerated facial expressions, exaggerate their body language to help with understanding. Again, close proximity, the student can sit in the front of the classroom, and depending on the school's budget, you could have an interpreter, or even if the teacher was interested, they could start with learning minimal sign language. The next one, I observed one-on-one instruction. So this is more after the lesson was presented, but one-on-one instructed was present. And a modification for a student with, say, a communication disorder could be, again, the choice, like we discussed earlier. So this would be the student has the choice to answer questions or be assessed through writing, speaking, circling, pointing at the answers, etc. Then our third point, we have classroom discussion approach, which I observed, and a possible disability would be a student with a learning disability, and a modification for that could be the sensory modification, as I listed again before. So this would be providing hands-on materials, large printouts, visuals, images, just any physical reference to use and the student can manipulate, just for clarity and further comprehension. And then our last one, learning in small groups, was another very common method that I observed. So considering a student with physical disabilities, how would we, accommodate for them? So this could look like having just wheelchair accessible tables and areas, maybe adjustable tables with different heights or desks. And then the book even suggests providing pointers or soft tip pens just for ease and participation and being involved in the activities for inclusiveness. And then I have at the bottom some changes to the lesson for students overall with disabilities. Should always include praise, and I think my video is cutting it off, but praise and scaffolding. And thank you so much. We have my reference there, and this concludes my presentation. So thank you very much.